That's better. Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is December 31st, 2023. This will be the last video that I make this year. Man, this year has gone by very, very fast. Very, very, very fast. But, no, Ella, that's not for you. It's something to fall. And of course, anything that falls, she thinks it's for her. Alright, so, a few things I want to talk about. I don't know if you just saw this. This just came up on my feed. Pope Benedict has just died at 95. So for all of you that are, Catholic, my thoughts are with you for the Pope dying. Stop, Ella, stop. I know. See, now you're going to start, and you're all wet. Because we were outside, and it's been raining. So, no, I'm making a video. Alright, so, what I wanted to talk about in this video today, last video of the year, of course, so I wanted to really kind of put some thoughts, hopefully, in your head. One of the biggest things that I'm going to encourage you to do, if you are living in the cities, folks, I'm going to encourage you to get out of the cities. Get out of them. Excuse me. Suburbia is not the safest place in the world either, but it is a whole lot easier to cut off the cities. You may not think so, but it really, really is. It's very, very easy to cut off the cities. Now, will people figure out ways to get out? Of course they will, but a majority of the people will not. Alright, and it will be a very, very dangerous place. We can use, I'm going to use examples again. I always try to use examples. When you look at the riots that we had prior to the election, okay, and how dangerous that situation was. You look at the storm that we just had in Buffalo, and you look at how, the looting happened, when there's no emergency services available, which basically means the cops can't get anywhere, ambulances can't get anywhere, we see how people react. There's a very thin veneer between a civilized society and anarchy. Very, very thin veneer. And people will turn ugly very, very fast in desperate times, in desperate situations. And it's easier for the authorities to lock you in, if you will, than to deal with the situation. They don't want to have a mass exodus out of the cities. So they're going to stop people from doing that. Okay? If they decide that there is a concern, they're going to close them off. And you look at New York City as a great example. A lot of the ways to get in and out of New York City is the tunnel systems or the bridges, because New York City is on an island. So it would just make it very, very difficult to escape that type of situation. And, it's just... And like I said, human nature, the way people act, we see it over and over and over again in small sample sizings. Now you got to understand, I want you to think about this. These are people, the looting in Buffalo, the riots that happened before the election. These are small sample sizings, and that's with society being normal. Okay? That's with society being normal. Now, take that times 100. That's how bad things can get really, really quickly in a worst case scenario situation. Cities are going to be targets for our enemies. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind that the bigger cities will be a target. New York City especially, because it's a financial capital. Washington, D.C. would be another area that would be, because that's where the power seat is of the country. And so I'm going to encourage you guys, if there's any way that you can do it, is get out of those places. Get out of there. Sell, you know, if you own a home or whatever, sell it. Get out further. Get out in the country. It's a different mindset once you're out in the country. Your chances of survival in a long-term situation is absolutely way better. Now, if you like if you like people population centers, go get in a small town. Everybody knows everybody. You know, you may be the new person for a while, but you know, you settle in, and if you're a decent person, you're going to be accepted. It's just how it goes. You know, just do yourselves the favor. You know, I'm trying to warn you. I'm trying to be the voice of reason, if you will, that you know, the cities are absolutely not safe. They're just not, and you got to make sure that you're going to be able. Because think about this. Let's be realistic, okay? You're a prepper and you live in a city. Let's use Angry Prepper for an example, okay? Now he has a bug out plan, and I know he has a bug out plan. You know, I am one of the locations that he would try to bug out to if he needed to. I'm more of a secondary location for him because he has another place that he would try to get to first. But trying to get out of the chaos of the cities, unless he's got mapped routes that he's going to use in more than one, you know, and there's the other thing. If you're going to stay in those cities, folks, have plans. Know how the sewer systems work. Know how you know, the train tracks run. Know the waterways. Know where you can get across to get out if you need to safely. You know, have more than one way to get out of that city, because they're a death trap waiting to happen. They are a death trap waiting to happen because of the number of people that are unprepared. And I'm going to tell you what, you will actually see people flock to the cities because they're going to think that that's going to be a safer place to be. That's where the government is going to restore power first. So you will have people that will head towards the cities. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Okay. If you have, you know, any pre-planning in your head planned, make sure you have those plans in place. Make sure you have supplies cashed up along your escape routes. You know, and I say routes because you need to have more than one. You know, make those plans. Be ready that if you got to get out of Dodge, and you got to get out of Dodge in a hurry, you already know what you're going to do. It is not the time for panic. That is the other thing I want to talk about. We definitely do not want to have panic in that time frame. So think about those things as well. Plan ahead properly. Be ready. Even if you live in suburbia, okay, and you have a bug out location that you're going to, what happens if you can't get there by car? Now, one of the things you can think about, like I know, like in New York, we have a lot of canal paths in New York. There is, you know, you can't drive cars on the canal paths. So that would be one way to get out pretty quickly without being stuck in congestion of traffic and stuff. Now, obviously, if you're going to go the canal path route, you know, you could probably get away with a motorcycle on there and those type of things. But how much are you going to be able to take with you? So that's the other thing you got to think about. Make sure your supplies are properly put in different places. Storage units are not a good place to be having your supplies because those will be raided in a worst case event. So, you know, having a cache here and there is a good thing. Having escape routes, follow the railroad tracks. Railroad tracks are usually, you know, direct routes, and they're going to get you away from where you want to be. You know, hopefully if you have to get past a waterway, if there's a railroad, there's going to be a railroad train bridge. So those are things to think about. Canal paths are awesome. Just because I know that, like I said, in New York, I used to, and I lived in Greece, New York, and I would jump on my bicycle, and in a very short period of time, I could be out in Spencerport, which is more out in the country. And if I continue down that canal path, I can be in some pretty heavy-duty country pretty quickly. So it's a way to get away from that. You get away, And then if you're planning on going south, then get south. A lot of people are going to head south. That's going to be a fact. That's another fact that's going to happen. So just proper planning. Have a game plan in place. If you are going to stay in the cities, make sure that you have enough supplies to get you through a short duration. Make sure that you have caches somewhere else. If you have a bug out location, I would highly encourage you to keep a majority of your supplies at that bug out location. If you do not have somebody living at that bug out location full time, make sure you're able to hide your supplies even at your bug out location so that people don't know where they are. So if they come in there and they're searching, they're going to ransack the cabin or whatever, they're not going to find all of your supplies. Just some food for thought, something to think about. You know, 2023 is coming up here in a few hours. What are we at, 5:30? So 2022 is right around the corner, or 2023, I'm sorry, is right around the corner. So it's going to be an interesting year. I think it's going to be worse than this year, and I think that we just need to be as ready as we possibly can be. And stay diligent, folks. Keep your head on a swivel. Again, I want to wish you all a very, very Merry New Year. Happy New Year, sorry. Happy New Year. Please, please, please get your plans in place. Be as ready as you can be, because we never know. Okay? Be safe, and I will talk to you all later. Remember, folks, we truly are all in this together. We are one race called the human race. As soon as we can figure that one out, we will be in much, much better shape. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day, tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. It's really important too. It really is. Also, last but not least, STD. Step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. If you work methodically at your goal, you can accomplish anything that you want to. Be safe, everybody. I will see you all next year. Hopefully this will be a good year coming up. I think it's going to be here for the homestead. We got a lot of plans, a lot of projects, so I hope you stick around and watch all those, and you enjoy the progress as well. I hope you do. Be safe, and I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.